We welcome you to Jack Kaiser Field here at St. John's University as it's the California Baptist Lancers taking on the St. John's Red Storm on Red Storm TV. Hello, everybody. I'm Jacob Wilkins. Great to be with you on this cold Saturday afternoon. We had such beautiful weather on Thursday, and yesterday it cooled down a little bit, and today feels like winter again with temperatures in the 40s. But let's get you the Cal Baptist lineup that will face Evan Chafee. Chris Ramirez is the shortstop. He's leading things off. Cole Hansen is the catcher and batting second. Bryce McFeely is in right field. He bats third. Ben Castelli is the cleanup hitter at second base. Connor Ross, the third baseman, batting fifth. Diesel Toth is batting sixth in center. Matt Chavez, the DH, bats seventh. Cole Howarth, the first baseman, batting eighth. And Ryder Dykstra is batting ninth. Let's listen in to the national anthem. And Evan Chafee on the mound for St. John's, the lefty from Hamburg, New York, which is about 20 minutes from Buffalo. A 1-3 mark on the year, 4.75 ERA. This is his seventh start. 30 and a third innings pitched, 13 strikeouts and 23 strikeouts to 10 walks. And so Chafee throws his warm-up pitches, and he'll be throwing to Agresti behind the plate with Jader Rafestanger at third base. The shortstop, Robert Mansour. Over at second is Aiden Fry, and the first baseman is Sean McMillan, who homered yesterday. In left field, Luis Rodriguez. The center fielder is John LeGrande, and in right field, Dylan Fitzsimmons. Mm-hmm. And so Cal Baptist coming off the series opening victory yesterday, the first time these two teams have ever played. 12-3 was the final score. And so St. John's at 10-14, Cal Baptist at 21-5. So Ramirez stepping in, hitting .377, 3 homers, 21 runs batted in. And the lefty Chafee will be ready to go here at Jack Kaiser Field. Sunny day at least, but quite brisk in terms of temperature, with the game time temperature listed at 40 degrees and pretty strong winds as well. So we'll see how the wind plays a factor in this one. Right now, about 14-mile-per-hour winds. Cal Baptist comes in at 21-5. They're on a 5-game winning streak. And a busy day here on campus. Busy weekend, of course, with softball playing at home against Butler, lacrosse at home against Villanova, track and field. And Ramirez steps in, and Chafee is just about ready. And the pitch we're underway, and that's a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. First pitch coming in at 2-0-5. Lights are not on. Home plate umpire is David Snyder. Scott Hart at first, and James Clayton is over at third. That's lined off the glove of Chafee. He retrieves it, though, and throws to first in time. And there's one away to begin the game. So it brings up Cole Hansen. Hansen stepping in from the left side. Or from the right side, I beg your pardon. He crossed over. Hansen had quite the day yesterday. On the year, he's hitting .432 with 4 homers and 24 runs batted in. And Hansen 5 for 6 yesterday. 3 runs scored and 3 RBI, but he grounds this to second. And on the first pitch, there's 2 away. So it brings up Bryce McFeely, who's hitting .316 with 7 homers and 35 RBI. So a pretty potent first 4. All first 4 hitters in this Cal Baptist lineup are over 300. McFeely is a graduate student, outfielder from Seattle, Washington. And skies that one foul, and the count goes to 1-1. McFeely previously attended Westmont College in Santa Barbara. And cuts through that high fastball, and the count goes to 1-2 on McFeely. Last year was second team All-Pac West. It will be a 1-2 pitch. And up and in 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 out, and the lefty Chafee ready and deals, and it's pop foul out of play. Sun retreats slightly in the 2-2. Breaking balls outside, and the count runs full at 3-2. Chafee looking for a 1-2-3 frame to begin his outing. Fans bundled up to be here today, and some Cal Baptist folks as well. 3-2 right there. Strike 3, end of inning. Nice start from Evan Chafee. Couple of groundouts and a strikeout in a 1-2-3 frame. With Cal Baptist nothing, St. John's coming up to bat on Red Storm TV. Back here in the bottom of the first, John LeGrande takes ball one. Let's give you the St. John's lineup against Cal Baptist starter Brian Peck. LeGrande in center field at the plate, hitting .264, home run, 10 runs batted in, his 24th game and start of the year. Then it's Jader Rafestanger batting second. Sean McMillan at first is batting third. Adam Agresti, the catcher, in the cleanup spot with his team leading 9 home runs. Dylan Fitzsimmons is in right field batting fifth. Will Cowan, the DH, bats sixth. Aiden Fry, the second baseman, batting seventh. Rob Mansour, Luis Rodriguez finish out the order. Well, Peck is a graduate student as well. Came from Westmont College, just mentioned, the school in Santa Barbara. 3-0 mark on the year, a 2.87 ERA as that's popped up, and a shallow left and Dykstra under it to make the catch, and that's the first out of the bottom half of the first. 7th start of the year for Peck, 31 1/3 innings pitched, 36 strikeouts, only 9 walks. Defensive alignment behind Peck, it is Ross at third, Ramirez at short, Castelli at second, and Howarth at first. Dykstra just made that catch in left, Toth in center, and McFeely out in right. And it's ball one to Rafestanger, hitting .299, a home run and 13 runs batted in. No score after a 1-2-3 top half of the first from Chafee, and a strike thrown from Peck, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out in the bottom of the first, ball 2. So 2-1. Down the line here, 325, as that's hit on a hop. On the outfield grass position was Castelli to throw him out at first. 2 away. So it brings up Sean McMillan, hitting .326 with 2 homers and 15 runs batted in. McMillan homered yesterday. A 2-run homer in the series opener. Takes ball 1 here. It will be a 1-0 pitch from Peck, who deals low and outside, and the count goes to 2-0. Fouled off down the third base side. St. John's occupies the third base dugout. Down the first base side, Cal Baptist. 2-1. 2-2. Cal Baptist in the gray uniform with the number in blue on the back. No last name. Gray pants, stripe on the pant leg. And CBU across the front in dark blue, the number underneath. St. John's in their blue uniform with red and white stripes with the logo on the right side. The number on the lower left side of the front of the uniform. 2-2. Popped high in the air in a shallow right. Out Castelli and McFeely makes the catch, inning over. So 1-2-3 innings for both starters. And after 1, no score from Queens. Top of the second inning with no score between Cal Baptist and St. John's, and Ben Castelli stepping in. Castelli hitting .317, 5 homers, and 20 runs batted in. Strike one. Nice 1-2-3 frame from Chafee in the top half of the first, and then Peck responded with an easy 1-2-3 inning of his own. The 0-1. 1-1 to Castelli. On deck Ross. After that is Toth. St. John's coming off splitting a pair of midweek games before the loss yesterday to open the series. They had won against Marist 15-10, the season high in runs. They had fell against Fairleigh Dickinson 12-5. Last week they were at the University of Texas Arlington, a lot warmer there, and took 2 of 3. 1-2. Fouled off right in front of the St. John's dugout, and the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Chafee with that front foot angled towards the third base side. Set for a 1-2 pitch. Good-looking pitch, missed just off the outside. Looked like a slider, and the count evens at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out to begin the top half of the second. Ground ball to the left side in the hole. Mansour throws in time. Nice play on the receiving end, too, from McMillan. Good throw from Mansour. 1 down. First 4 retired by Chafee. So it brings up Connor Ross, who's hitting .293 with 4 homers and 21 runs batted in. Castelli, by the way, was a senior or is a senior outfielder from Murrieta, California. And Ross, a junior infielder from Napa. First pitch swinging, skies it the opposite way and a right. Fitzsimmons with the wind pushing him back a couple of steps. 2 down. So Diesel Toth steps to the plate. Toth is hitting .278 with a homer and 11 runs batted in. And Toth, a freshman from Highland, California. A lot of the players on this team from Southern California, and within an hour to an hour and a half of Cal Baptist, which is in the Inland Empire region of the Golden State. As a strike thrown to Toth, 0-1. Chafee is set for an 0-1 pitch. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Top of the second. And that catches the inside corner on a changeup, and the count quickly to 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Swung on a miss, and Toth goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the game. Second strikeout in as many innings to end the frame. 6 up, 6 down so far for Chafee, and no score after an inning and a half. Adam Agresti begins things in the bottom of the second for St. John's with his team leading 9 home runs, hitting .305 with 27 runs batted in. And he hammers that first pitch foul down the third base side, 0-1. Agresti, the redshirt sophomore from Yorktown, New York, went to Kennedy Catholic. And awaits the 0-1 from Peck. Breaking ball misses off the inside, and the count, a ball and a strike. Check swing going too far was Agresti, and the count goes to 1-2. Agresti tied for the team lead last year with 9 home runs, too. He already has 9 this year. Fouled that last pitch off, and the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. High Baltimore chop. Tough hop at third. Played by Ross. Throws to first. Nice job. And you can see the exuberant reaction from the Cal Baptist dugout. That was a tough hop at third from Ross, and he made a strike of a throw over to Howarth at first. Good play at both ends. And Agresti retired, 1 down. Brings up Dylan Fitzsimmons, hitting .205 with 5 runs batted in. 21 games, this being his 22nd and his 20th start as he steps in from the left side. Fitzsimmons from Denville, New Jersey. And the freshman takes strike 1. Grounds the 0-1 pitch deep in the hole right side. Castelli from the outfield grass able to throw him out 2 away. So the infielders for the Lancers are getting some work in the bottom half of the second. And 5 retired to begin the afternoon for Brian Peck as he looks to match Chafee with a 1-2-3 inning of his own, and Will Cowan stepping up. 10th start of the year, 11th appearance in total for Cowan. A home run and 6 runs batted in for the sophomore from Albertson, New York, out in Long Island, went to Kellenberg. One-0. Outside, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Grounded foul down the third base side. Cal Baptist occupying the bullpen closest to the foul pole. St. John's more towards right center. It will be a 2-1 pitch. Bottom of the second. No base runners yet. Lines into center field. And right there to make the catch on the run is Toth. Inning over. Each pitcher is retired the side in order. The first 2 innings. On to the third. No score. Matt Chavez begins things here in the top of the third. 7, 8, and 9 in the order. Chavez, Howarth, and Dykstra. Chavez hitting .300 with 3 homers, 9 runs batted in, 17th start, 23rd game. And takes strike one. Chafee looks terrific to begin the afternoon. Chavez from Colton, California. Swings through that pitch for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch from Chafee. He has ended each of the first 2 innings with a strikeout. One and 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Chopper softly right side. This is Fry to first in time. 7 up and 7 down to begin the outing for Chafee. Brings up Cole Howarth, hitting .289, a home run and 11 runs batted in. His 14th start and his 19th appearance. Senior from Chino Hills, California. Inside out swing, foul ball, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. No score, top of the third. Good to have you with us here on Red Storm TV, as that's upstairs in the count, 1-1. Chafee, a red shirt initially at Alabama before he came to St. John's a few years back. 1-1. Ball 2. They're bundled up in the Cal Baptist dugout. This is not Southern California weather. They've got the winter coats on. Same for some of the Red Storm. 2-1. Grounded the opposite way, base hit. They were playing him to pull, and that's the first base runner for either team of the game. So Howarth is aboard, and it puts a man on first with 1 away for Ryder Dykstra. Well, Dykstra making his 12th start, his 20th appearance in game action, hitting .372 with 8 runs batted in. Ball 1. That's punched the opposite way in a left, and playing it on a hop will be Rodriguez. So the last 2 getting on via the single. Howarth going the opposite way to right, and then the lefty Dykstra punching that one the opposite way to left. So 2 on and 1 out for Chris Ramirez. First time there's been someone in scoring position in this game. And it's back to the top of the order for the second time through, and Ramirez. Off second is Howarth. Off first is Dykstra. And first pitch swinging, lines it right to the left fielder, Rodriguez. No problem. Runners hold as the throw comes into short and Mansour. 2 down. Good swing from Ramirez. First pitch, liked what he saw, but lines it sharply to left. So here's Hansen, who you have to look out for. Again, the 5 hits yesterday and 3 runs scored. He comes up with 2 on and 2 out. Howarth and Dykstra take their leads. Throw back to first, and the first baseman, McMillan, was not initially on the bag. He got back there just to save the throw. As Hansen awaits that first pitch, he grounds it out on the first pitch in his first at bat. Takes that first pitch low. 1 ball and no strikes. Ground ball left side. Shortstop Mansour has to gobble it up. It's an infield hit and everybody's safe. Wasn't hit particularly hard, but by the time Mansour got there, nothing that he could do, and made the smart, judicious play to hold on to it. So the bases are loaded now. You prevent a run from scoring, but 2 out. Off third is Howarth. Off second, Dykstra. Off first is Hansen. All via the hit. Howarth a 1-out single to right for the game's first base runner. Dykstra punched an opposite field hit to left. And with 2 out, Hansen an infield single to the left side, and it brings up Bryce McFeely. Low and outside, ball 1. So the first jam for Chafee to work out of here in the visiting half of the third. One-zero chopped. Third base side. Throw is to first. In time, inning over. A big play from Rafe Stanger on another one of those Baltimore chops. And it keeps this game scoreless heading to the bottom of the third. Chafee working in and out of trouble. So no score still after 3 hits from Cal Baptist in the top half of the third, and Aiden Fry takes a breaking ball outside, ball 1. 6 up, 6 down for Brian Peck. As Fry hitting .222 with 4 runs batted in, and he pops that a mile high and a left. It's going to be Dykstra coming on, still coming on, and it ends up being the shortstop Ramirez who stays with it for out number 1. Fry is a junior from Camp Hill, Pennsylvania, in the Harrisburg area. Previously went to the University of Delaware. Now Rob Mansour comes up. 25th start for Mansour. Takes strike 1. Mansour, a graduate student from San Dimas, California, went to Cal State Pueblo before heading to St. John's. So Mansour from the Southern California area actually started at Cuesta College in San Luis Obispo, a beautiful area. near the Hearst Castle if you've ever traveled out there. Grew up a big Dodgers fan. 1-2. Low and outside, 2-2 to Mansour. Luis Rodriguez is on deck. First 7 retired by Peck. 2-2. Soft chopper over to short. This is Ramirez. Throws to first in time, 2 away. So it brings up Luis Rodriguez. Seeing a lot of ground balls to the left side in this one. Rodriguez hitting .221 with a homer and 9 runs batted in, making his 24th start and his 25th appearance. Junior from Garnerville, New York, previously was at Marist. Pops up the first pitch. It's the pitcher, Peck, helping himself and making the catch. 9 up, 9 down for Brian Peck. No score through 3. Ben Castelli steps to the plate for the second time after Evan Chafee worked out of a bases-loaded jam in the top of the 3rd inning. Top of the 4th, no score, up and in, ball 1. Brian Peck has retired all 9 he's faced so far. What a valiant effort from the St. John's basketball team yesterday in that heartbreaking defeat against Duke. But so much to be proud of for Rick Pitino and his squad as they truly are New York's team. Took over the city and all the great attention after that Dylan Darling bucket at the end of the game against Kansas in round number 2. It will be a 1-2 pitch now to Castelli. 2-2. St. John's men's lacrosse opening Big East play against Villanova. Playing as we speak. Folks were in the parking lot getting ready. It will be a 2-2. Off the outside, full count. Three-two pitch to Castelli is a check swing. Did he go? No. They say over at third, and it's ball 4 with the call there. Third base umpire, James Clayton. Castelli off first. Castelli, one of six. He's the second youngest of six. His brother Joey played baseball at Montana State University in Bozeman. He either wants to play pro baseball or be an electrician. Both terrific fields. So at the plate now is Connor Ross. Ross from Napa went to Solano Junior College. Solano Community College, to be exact, in 2024. Was first team all-conference there in the Bay Valley Conference. Lefty-righty matchup here. Runner off first. 1-0. It will be a 1-0 pitch. Runner off first. Throw back to first. Close game yesterday, not reflected by the final 12-3 tally, but it was a 6-run six that made the difference for Cal Baptist and allowed them to break the game open and win their fifth consecutive game. It will be a 1-0 pitch now to Ross, who takes a curveball in the inside corner for strike one. So 1 ball and 1 strike on this Saturday afternoon. Check over at first. One nasty movement on that off-speed pitch, low and away, and the count goes to 1-2. Chafee had retired the first 7 he faced before those 2 singles back-to-back from Howarth and Dykstra, and then a 2-out infield hit from Hansen in the third. Nice block there from Agresti, and the count 2-2. MLB season feels like we're getting into full swing after Wednesday's opener. Some teams had their openers on Thursday and Friday. And today now, everyone's playing at least for a second time. 2-2, lined in a left, and Rodriguez back on it. Towards the gap, makes the catch. Nice read, and staying on top of it for out number 1. Returning to first, Castelli. Yankees had their home opener on Wednesday night, and they have shut out the Giants in back-to-back contests Wednesday and Friday. Pretty unique. They open on that Wednesday night game on Netflix, and then they play a series that's on a Wednesday night, a Thursday afternoon, or a Wednesday night, a Friday afternoon, because you have to have the rain day to protect you, and then a Saturday night on Fox. No game for them on Sunday, and then they'll get into the normal daily routine of the MLB schedule. Mets, as the throw back to first, and back in with the head-first slide is Castelli. Mets played the Pirates on Thursday, off yesterday because you have to leave that day open if you have bad weather. And they play at 4 o'clock today over at Citi Field. Mets winning another home opener. I think they have the best record of any major league team in their record in home openers. 1-0 now to Toth. Runner off first still is Castelli. Toth's just a freshman. Pretty good size lead, and they check back over at first. Castelli is 5 for 6 in stolen base attempts on the year. Taking a pretty good-sized lead off first. Ahead of the cutout is is Castelli. And the pitch is outside to Toth, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Ball 3. 3-0 is inside ball 4. Pretty close pitch, but a 4-pitch walk, and that's 2 walks in the frame for Chafee. You had Castelli, who he lost on a 3-2 to lead off the frame. He's now off second and Toth on first. And it prompts a visit from pitching coach George Brown. Brown in his 9th season, associate head coach, as Mike Hampton, the head coach of the Red Storm, in his 7th season, his 19th year overall, served on Ed Blankmeyer's staff for so many years. John Valenti in his 3rd year, who coaches first base, and Garrett Scavelli, the third base coach, in his 2nd season, played at St. John's, as did Valenti. And for Cal Baptist, Gary Adcock is in his 23rd season. Recruiting coordinator and pitching coach Matt Silberman. Jordan Aboitis is at first. Mike Mobbs is at third. And director of player development is Andrew Alvarez. So 2 on and 1 out, and Chavez steps in here in the top of the 4th. And the hat comes flying off of the head of Chafee, ball 1. Don't know if it was the way he torqued in his motion or a combination of the wind. You can see his jersey blowing, flapping, along with the intense gusts on this brisk, cold Saturday. The sun deceiving, as it will be a 1-0. And the count goes to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Still no score. You had the bases loaded for Cal Baptist in the 3rd. Chafee was able to work out of it. Now 2 on and 1 out here in the 4th. And Chavez awaits. 1-1. Off the end of the bat, foul to the right side and into the red seats, the bleachers, and the count 1-2. The blue hat with the red brim for Chafee. Long, dark blue sleeves, looks in for the sign, brings that front foot slightly in. And it will be a 1-2 pitch to Chavez, who fouls it off. On deck is Howarth. It will be a 1-2 pitch. That's line down the left field line. It's going to be extra bases as it rolls towards the wall. Easily scoring Castelli. Toth right behind him. And the scoreless tie is broken as Cal Baptist on the board. They have the 1-0 lead. Toth ends up stopping at third. And it's an RBI double for Matt Chavez. That was a hard-hit ball down the left field line. And a nice job by Rodriguez getting it in to prevent that second run from scoring as Howarth comes to the plate. Infield comes in with runners on second and third, 1 out. Howarth singled his first time up. Chafee delivers, and that's a strike on the inside corner, and the count goes to 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. 1-0. Cal Baptist has broken the scoreless tie. That's down and outside, and the count goes to 1-1. An RBI double from Matt Chavez, his 10th run batted in on the year. It will be a 1-1. That's lined into center field. Legrande coming in, making the catch. Toth is tagging. He will score as the throw is cut off. It's a sac fly for Cole Howarth, and it's a 2-0 Cal Baptist lead. Staying at second is Chavez. And it brings up Ryder Dykstra. So CBU with 2 runs here in this top of the 4th inning. Started with a leadoff walk to Castelli, a line out to left from Ross, then a walk to Toth, an RBI double from Chavez, and a sac fly from Howarth. Now to Dykstra, finishing out the second trip through the order, and that ball gets away. So moving on to third will be Chavez. So runner at third, 2 out. Ball 1 to Dykstra. Bottom of the order has been very productive for Cal Baptist. Chavez 1 for 2 with the RBI double. Howarth is 1 for 2 with a sac fly. And Dykstra had to hit his first time up, and he takes a ball inside 2-0. Dykstra from Corona, California. Did that ball hit him? Yeah, it did. So a hit by pitch puts 2 on. Runners on the corners and 2 out. Off third is Chavez. Off first is Dykstra. It's back to the top of the order and Chris Ramirez. Already 2 in for Cal Baptist. And Ramirez comes up for a third time. He grounded back to the pitcher Chafee, in the first. Lined out to left in the third. And comes up here in the top of the 4th with runners on the corners and 2 out. Already the RBI double from Chavez. He's off second. Dykstra just hit by a pitch. He's off first. Good size lead, but held on by McMillan. And here comes the pitch to Ramirez from the lefty Chafee, and that's punched the opposite way into right center. Who's going to get it? No one will. It drops between Fitzsimmons and LeGrande. Easily scoring from third with Chavez. Howarth comes home as well. It's a 2-run double for Chris Ramirez, and it doubles the Cal Baptist lead. It's now 4-0 as part of a 4-run 4th. That ball was pushing Fitzsimmons back. It seemed to carry. Off the bat, I didn't know how hard it was hit. Both Fitzsimmons and LeGrande went back on it. And it was beyond both of them for a 2-out, 2-run double. And it brings up Cole Hansen, who's 1 for 2. An infield hit in the third, a ground out to second in the first. So 2 walks and a hit by pitch that kept this inning going. And now a runner off second in Ramirez. And the pitch is low and inside, ball 1 to Hansen. Ramirez now with 23 runs batted in on the year. And he'll bolster that average. Came in hitting .377. So Ramirez off second and the 1-0 to Hansen. And a look back at second, and they throw there anyway. Chafee had gotten off to such a good start, retiring the first 7 he faced, but then he wiggled out of a bases-loaded jam in the third. Not so fortunate in the fourth. It will be a 1-0 to Hansen. A check swing, did he go? Looked like he did, and the home plate umpire, Bill Snyder, is going to call that a strike. And the count goes to 1-1. That's David Snyder, I beg your pardon, behind the plate. It will be a 1-1 pitch. Runner off second, 2 out. 4 runs, 5 hits in this one, and that's lined down the left field line. It is a foul ball. Yep, just foul. That was about to bring home Ramirez, who was halfway between third and home. Just missed potential extra bases, and nearly the same spot that Chavez had his RBI double that plated the first Lancers run. So it'll be a 1-2. Ramirez off second. And Chafee trying to halt the damage here in the fourth. There goes Ramirez. Pitch down and in. Throw to third is not in time. It was a good throw. It was ahead of the runner, but Ramirez steals his 11th base in 15 tries. And so being aggressive to get to third with 2 out. It's ball 2 to Hansen. And it's 2 balls with 2 strikes and 2 out, and already 4-0 Cal Baptist here in the top half of the 4th. So now trying to dance back and forth between third and home. That's a swing and a miss from Hansen, and he's thrown out at first to make it official. But 8 men come to the plate. 2 walks, 1 hit batsman with 2 hits. And 1 left on. 4-run score for Cal Baptist. They lead 4-0 here in Queens. Well, bottom of the 4th, Brian Peck. A lot of time between the last time he came out and as he comes up to face LaGrande as St. John's begins their second trip through the order. 4-run score in that frame, and Cal Baptist has the 4-0 lead. Strike 1 to LaGrande. Meanwhile, Peck has not allowed a base runner. He has retired all 9 in order. 0-1. 1-1 to LaGrande. LaGrande, a senior outfielder from the Bronx. So he knows this area went to George Washington High School. Last year, all Big East first team, 52 games for the Johnnies, hit .368 with 48 runs batted in. At a year, or 2 seasons in fact, at Wabash Valley College in Mount Carmel, Illinois. It will be a 1-2 pitch. 4-0, Cal Baptist ahead here in the bottom half of the 4th. As Peck lifts the left leg and deals in a grounder past the glove of Peck and through in a right center field for the first base runner of the game for St. John's. So LaGrande aboard, and it brings up Jader Rafestanger. Rafestanger, a junior infielder from Great Barrington, Massachusetts, also was an All-Big East first-team member last year, hitting .357, 74 hits. Beautiful area up there in the Berkshires, Great Barrington. You got Stockbridge and Pittsfield. Breaking ball a strike to Rafestanger, and the count goes to 1-1. 4-5-0 for Cal Baptist, 0-1-0 now for St. John's. And the 1-1 pitch to Rafestanger. Runner goes. That's a strike. Throw down to second is off the line. It ends up kicking off the foot of Castelli, and that's going to allow LaGrande to end up at third. So it's a stolen base for LeGrande, and he gets to third. Backing up was Castelli, but it ended up hitting his foot on the ricochet, darting into the outfield, and LeGrande now at third with nobody out. And St. John's a chance to respond and get a run on the board at the very least. So it will be a 1-2 now to Rafe Stenger. Ground ball to the right side. The pitch is in time to Peck, and holding at third was LeGrande. Third base coach John Valenti talking with him after that because Cal Baptist was playing the infield back. But now runner at third and one out brings up Sean McMillan, who homered yesterday at a 2-run shot in the fifth inning. Takes this pitch low and outside, ball one. Playing halfway now and off the bag at first is Howarth. The second baseman, Castelli, is on the lip of the outfield grass to the right of second. Ball 2-0 to McMillan. Two balls and no strikes. Two and one. Two balls, one strike, pitch cut on a miss, and the count goes to 2-2. Off third, LeGrande. 4 runs in the top half of the fourth for Cal Baptist. They lead 4-0, and that's poked through the right side, and St. John's is on the board. Scoring from third is LeGrande. Stopping at first is McMillan. It's an RBI single, and it's a 4-1 game. Nice piece of opposite field hitting from Sean McMillan. His 16th run batted in of the year. And the Johnnies now just down by 3, and here's Adam Agresti. Runner off first, Agresti batting from the right side, bottom of the fourth. Chops that first pitch too short. Throw to second for 1, on to first. Double play, inning over. So Peck allows his first hit and first run of the game for St. John's. 1 run on 2 hits with nobody left on, and a 4-1 tally after 4 on Red Storm TV. So St. John's on the board as an RBI hit from Sean McMillan makes it 4-1. And in the top of the fifth, it is Bryce McFeely, who leads things off and takes a ball. Evan Chafee begins his 5th inning of work. And McFeely takes it low and outside, 2-0. Three and nothing. Here comes the 3-0 pitch, and that's outside. That's a 4-pitch walk to McFeely to start things off here in the 5th. In the top of the 4th inning, Chafee issued a couple of walks. CBU scored 4 runs on 2 walks, 2 hits, a hit batsman. And now a visit from the catcher, Agresti. Stepping to the plate is Castelli, who grounded to short in the 2nd, walked in the 4th. And as the meeting with the battery continues, David Snyder comes out to move things along. There is action in the St. John's bullpen. So 4-5-1 for Cal Baptist and 1-2-0 for St. John's. That first pitch off the bat coming up on Connor Ross, or on Castelli, excuse me, ball 1. Here comes the 0-1. That's another pitch that's inside with a runner off first in McFeely. McFeely is 6 for 7 in stolen base opportunities on the year, so he certainly is a stolen base threat. 1-1. Popped high in the air, down the left field line. Rodriguez over, and it drops. 2-1. St. John's softball winning Game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday against Big East foe Butler 4-1 after a 3-2 defeat in the first game. They will play tomorrow. We'll have it for you. 12 p.m. Strike 3 on the inside corner there. And Castelli goes down looking. That game tomorrow will be on ESPN+. And for St. John's, they will also wrap things up tomorrow at 1 p.m., have a midweek game against Wagner, and then play their first Big East contest of the year out in Seton Hall. So here is Connor Ross. Runner off first, 1 out, 4-1 game, and a throw back to first. McFeely still off first, and Ross takes it for a strike. Ross popped down to right in the second, lined down to left in the fourth. Takes that one off the inside. 1-1 with McFeely still off first. On deck is Toth. And then you actually get to the bottom of the order that has created the most havoc today. Still just a 4-1 game. On this windy Saturday in Queens. Sort of day where you say, hey, sunny day, late March, feels like you should be outside with the kids. But then you go outside and it's a rude awakening. Is that throw to first? Not in time. It's an infield hit for Ross on the throw from Mansour. Did all he could. Second infield hit of the day for Cal Baptist. And there's 2 on with 1 out. And that's where the leadoff walks hurt you because it just creates more pressure at every end as Toth comes to the plate. Toth struck out swinging in the second inning, and that was the second strikeout for Chafee. Walked in the fourth. 6th hit of the game for Cal Baptist. And a man in scoring position for Toth with McFeely off second and Ross off first. And a nasty breaking ball swung through from Toth. No balls, 1 strike. 4-1 game, and Cal Baptist looking to extend that lead. St. John's looking to keep it at a 3-run deficit. Low and inside, you can see the slacks that the umpires are wearing flapping in the wind. It will be a 1-1 pitch to Toth. Field looks great. You have St. John's in block red letters behind home plate as that's lined back foul. 1-2. On deck, Chavez, who had the RBI double that plated the first Lancers run in the first, 1 of 4, or in the fourth, 1 of 4 they'd score in that inning. Now 1-2 pitch. St. John's responded with a run in the bottom of the fourth against Peck. That's poked in a left, looking to come in on it. Rodriguez will have to play it on a hop, and everyone advances. Put his glove out. Didn't know if he was trying to deke out everybody. But Toth is on with not a hard hit ball, but another well-placed single. And so Cal Baptist has the bases loaded for the second time in 3 innings. It's McFeely who moved on to third. He walked to lead off the frame. Ross with an infield hit off second, and Toth with a base hit to left. So sort of a group of slow cuts at the plate, hurting the Red Storm. Bases loaded, 1 out. Still a double play could end the frame without any damage. And a strike to Chavez, who had the RBI double in the fourth that plated the game's first run and grounded out to second in the third. Off third is McFeely, Ross off second, and Toth off first. 0-1. Cut on a miss on the changeup, and the count goes to 0-2. Cal Baptist plays the infield at double play depth. Third baseman, Rafe Stanger, halfway, or St. John's plays the infield at double play depth, with McMillan in front of the runner. It will be an 0-2 pitch to Chavez, and he pops it foul out of play. So it stays at 0-2. Still McFeely, Ross, and Toth on the base paths. In a 4-1 game here in the top half of the fifth. New baseballs given to David Snyder from the Red Storm staff. It will be an 0-2. Fastball up in the zone, fouled away. It will be an 0-2 pitch. Bases loaded and 1 out. Curveball is popped in the air, shallow right. Out McMillan, in Fitzsimmons towards the line. Fitzsimmons makes the catch, and caught between third and home was McFeely. He ends up going back to third. Just seeing where that throw ended up, but it is a pop fly. Nice play, staying on it for Fitzsimmons, making the catch and foul ground to retire Chavez. And Howarth now comes up with the bases loaded and 2 away. Howarth, the sac fly in the 4th. He singled in the 3rd. And he bats from the right side. Still McFeely off 3rd. He walked. Off 2nd, Ross, an infield hit. And Toth off 1st. That ball inside, ball 1. And a good grab from the catcher Agresti to prevent it from going any further. Now, it was a big 2-out, 2-run double from Chris Ramirez that made it a 4-0 game in the top of the 4th. Now 4-1, and Howarth at the plate with the bases loaded and 2 out. 1-0 in the dirt, and a good block from Agresti, but there's nowhere to put Howarth, and the count 2-0. Ground ball left side, and the throw goes to 3rd from Mansour. A good play. And Chafee finds his way out of trouble. 6-5 on the fielder's choice. Bases left loaded for Cal Baptist. They're still up 4-1. Back here at Jack Kaiser Field. Good to have you with us. 4-1 game, and a nice job from Evan Chafee as the bases were loaded. Not through hard contact. Walk-in field hit and a bloop single to left, and he was able to work out of trouble. As the count now 2-0, and looking to build off that momentum is Dylan Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons hitting from the left side, leading off this bottom of the 5th. And that's hammered. Center field base hit, and that's a way to pull the momentum from the top half of the inning and turn it into a leadoff hit in the 5th inning. So, Fitzsimmons aboard. It's St. John's 3rd hit of the game, and it brings up Will Cowan. And it's still Brian Peck who's in the game. Curveball, a strike on the first pitch, 0-1. One ball and one strike. Ground ball foul, third base side from Cowan. Last year, Cowan started 46 games for St. John's as the 1-2. Popped high and foul right side over is McFeely and Howarth to give it a look. Big Yankees fan is Cowan. He had a relative who played baseball at Florida Gulf Coast University, Jack Dempsey. 4-1 game. We're in the bottom half of the fifth. St. John's with the leadoff man on for the second straight inning as LeGrande had a hit to begin the fourth. Now they've got, they had Fitzsimmons caught between first and second, but the throw to first was dropped by Howarth, and so Fitzsimmons is on to second safely. But it was a strikeout of Cowan. So here's Aiden Fry, who takes a pitch low and inside, ball one. First strikeout of the game for Peck, which is pretty interesting. There's strike one, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out as it's gone slightly overcast, approaching 3:30 Eastern time on this Saturday afternoon, and a ground ball to short, holding at second. Fitzsimmons throw to first in time from Ramirez, and there's 2 away. Brings up Rob Mansour. Mansour batting from the right side. Off second is Fitzsimmons, and a high chopper, and I mean a high chop to third, throw to first. In time, what a play from Connor Ross. I thought he had no chance with the height of that ball. Leadoff man gets on Fitzsimmons, but nothing further, and after 5, Cal Baptist 4, St. John's 1. We'll return to Jack Kaiser Field after this on Red Storm TV. Ryder Dykstra begins the top of the sixth. 4-1 game. All the scoring for Cal Baptist coming in the top of the fourth. And St. John's with their run in that bottom of the fourth. So one inning for all the scoring so far. St. John's looked like they were getting a little bit of momentum with that Fitzsimmons RBI hit, but Peck retired the next three as Dykstra finishes out the third trip through the order. And a new pitcher for St. John's. Tell you about him in a moment as the first pitch is off the outside, ball one to Dykstra, who singled in the third, was hit by a pitch in the fourth. And the new pitcher, Evan Heckley. So Evan Chafee gives way to Evan Heckley. Now 2-1 on Dykstra. Heckley. Right-hander from Bernardsville, New Jersey. 6'3", 170, and we'll give you the final line on Chafee. As that's chopped foul. Heckley sits, deals the 2-2. Curveball off the outside. 5 innings for Chafee, allows 4 runs. And a swing and a miss, and that is the first strikeout for the first out from Heckley, as retired is Dykstra, one away in the sixth. In total, 93 pitches for Chafee, 55 strikes. And now back to the top of the order in the fourth time through, and it's Chris Ramirez. Runner off first, and there's a breaking ball inside. And in fact, I thought it was strike 3, but it was a ball as Dykstra drew the leadoff walk. So he's on base now for a third time today. He's 1 for 2 in steals. And Ramirez, who had that 2-run double to double the Cal Baptist lead at the time to 4-0, now a 4-1 game, is at the plate. 1 for 3. Dykstra off first. That's a strike on the outside corner. It will be a 2-1. And now time is called. Ramirez with the pink gloves adjusts his hat, or his helmet, and set for a 2-1. That's skied in the air, right center field. LeGrande over. LeGrande ranging, makes the catch. Retreating to first is Dykstra. That was pretty similar to the location of his double in the fourth inning that got over the head of LeGrande and Fitzsimmons. So this brings up Cole Hanson, who's 1 for 3. Being held in check today after a 5-hit game yesterday. Heckley, the sophomore, grew up, as we mentioned, in Bernardsville, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from here. And that's lined in a center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Stopping at second as LeGrande gets it in. Hansen aboard his second hit of the day. Had an infield hit in the third. And Dykstra is at second, so 2 on, 1 out for McFeely. Stepping back onto the mound is Heckley. Positioned a little bit towards the third base side of the rubber. His back foot on the back left edge of the plate as that's grounded to second. Throw to first, and a double play, 4-4-3. Nice job as Fry was right near the bag. And that ends the inning. So, a walk, a hit, 1 left on, but still a 4-1 game after 6.5 here on Red Storm TV. Bottom of the 6th inning, it will be Luis Rodriguez who finishes out the second trip through the order for the Red Storm. Still Brian Peck on the hill. And nice work from Heckley to get that inning-ending double play as the first pitch to Rodriguez is a strike and the count 0-1. Luis Rodriguez, junior outfielder from Garnerville, New York. That's in Rockland County. He was at Marist last year, 49 games at .305, a .788 OPS. Played 3 years of varsity high school baseball in Georgia. That's hit to third on a hop. Ross throws late. That ball ended up almost at the shortstop position, though he was on the infield grass. And it's an infield hit for Luis Rodriguez. So the leadoff man on for St. John's for the 3rd straight inning. And it's back to the top of the order in LeGrande, who singled in the 4th, scored the lone run for the Johnnies. Flew out to left in the 1st. Peck is set, runner off first, and Rodriguez, and a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. 4-1 game. 4-8-1 for Cal Baptist. 1-4-0 for St. John's. It will be an 0-1 pitch and a big cut and a miss on that breaking ball. 0-2 to LeGrande. So no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch. Ground ball to the right side where Castelli's plays to first. Advancing on to second is Rodriguez, and LeGrande retired for out number 1. Brings up Rafe Stanger, who grounded out to first in the 4th and grounded out to second in the 1st. Pitch is low. Ball one to Rafestanger. Jader Rafestanger, 25th game. Adjusts his helmet. Lefty batter against the righty Peck, and that's hit sharply but right to short, where it's Ramirez who throws to first in time. Moving on to third is Rodriguez, and there's two away. Rafestanger last year, all Big East first team, and hit that one hard. So here's McMillan. McMillan from Freeport, New York, a sophomore, went to the Lawrenceville School in New Jersey. Big East first team last year. Tied for the team lead in home runs with Agresti with 9 last year. Big Knicks fan, majoring in biology. Good school to go to if you're a Knicks fan with the MSG connection. And before you know it, and I mean really, what, a week or two away to the NBA playoffs right after the Final Four, I think. 1-1 cut on a miss, and the count goes to 1-2 to McMillan, whose RBI hit in the fourth accounted for St. John's lone run to this point. They trail 4-1. Off third is Rodriguez. At the plate, McMillan, who homered yesterday, and that's down and away. And a nice block from Hansen, and the count goes to 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes with 2 out. The pitch. Peck deals low and outside. Putting out his left hand is McMillan to make sure that Rodriguez holds at third. And another nice play from Hansen. There is action in the Cal Baptist bullpen, which is the one closer to the right field foul pole. Payoff. Low and outside, ball 4. So let's see if they're going to try to get Peck through the 6th or if they're going to make a move. Haven't even needed a mound visit today, and all those mound visits really handled by the head coach of this Cal Baptist team, Gary Adcock, in his 23rd year. So the inning started with an infield hit. McMillan walks to put runners on the corners and 2 away, and just like that, they keep Peck in to face Adam Agresti with the team leading 9 homers. He represents the tying run, and he chops that one foul. So big opportunity for the Red Storm here. Off third is Rodriguez. Reached on an infield hit to begin the frame. McMillan is off first, drew a 2-out walk. At the plate, Agresti, who grounded into a double play in the 4th and grounded to third in the 2nd, and he swings and misses here on the count 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes with runners on the corners and 2 out. St. John's down by 3, tying run at the plate in Agresti. It will be an 0-2 pitch, 2 on, 2 out. In the dirt, looking to advance to second, and a good read from McMillan is no throw from Hansen. Hansen wanted to try to throw it. It was an aggressive grab, but now you take yourself out of that force play at second, and 2 are in scoring position with the count now 1-2 on Agresti. So second and third, 2 out, 1-2. Right on the outside corner, but called the ball, and the count goes to 2-2. Missed off the outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 on and 2 out. St. John's down by 3 in the bottom of the 6th, best opportunity, and a swing and a miss. The ball is dropped, and the throw will be made to first to end the frame. A big strikeout from Peck, and if that ends his outing, a job well done as he allows 1 run over 6. Still a 3-run game heading to the 7th on Red Storm TV. Here's Ben Castelli batting from the left side as we enter the top of the seventh. Great to have you with us. Jacob Wilkins here on Red Storm TV. Cal Baptist ahead 4-1. And Evan Heckley out for his second inning of work. And a swing and a miss. Almost down to a knee on that cut is Castelli. St. John's a great opportunity with runners on second and third, 2 out in that bottom of the sixth, but nothing to show for it with a fastball outside to Castelli, and the count goes to 1-1. Chopper right side foul. Well, we mentioned for Cal Baptist, Gary Adcock, in his 23rd year, as a swing and a miss and a strikeout for Heckley. Out number 1 in the seventh. And it brings up Connor Ross. Adcock has the most coaching wins in program history. Took over in 2004. He's the longest tenured and most successful coach in Lancers history. Made the postseason 18 times before Cal Baptist joined a new conference or joined D1 for the 2022-23 year. That was a 4-year transition from D2 that began in 2018. And back-to-back strikeouts from Heckley, looking for Castelli, and then Ross, or swinging for Castelli, and then Ross goes down looking, 2 away. Now Cal Baptist in the Big West Conference, starting July 1st of this year. Right now they're in the WAC, the Western Athletic Conference, which they've been in since 2022. And the Lancers will compete in the Big West in baseball, men's and women's basketball, men's and women's cross country, golf, soccer, softball, swimming and diving, track and field, water polo, and women's volleyball. As Diesel Toth at the plate in the count 2-1. Looking to strike out the side is Heckley. Heckley looks in for what will be a 2-2. Angled towards the first base side, deals. Curveball lined over the glove of Mansour and in a left center for a 2-out hit. So Toth has been on base 3 times, including the last 3 appearances after a strikeout in the second. He walked in the 4th, singled in the 5th, and now that base hit the left center just now in the 7th. So brings up Matt Chavez, who had an RBI double in the 4th. Again, all the scoring in 1 inning. 4 in the top of the 4th for Cal Baptist and 1 for St. John's in the bottom half of the frame. Now we're in the 7th inning, and a 2-out hit for Toth brings up Chavez, and Heckley deals. That's a ball outside, 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. The outfield wall, of course, all in green with Coca-Cola and some other sponsors on the left side in left field. And that see-through window into the bullpens in right center and down the right field line. Bleachers in red down the first base side. Or red backing, so not really bleachers. There's a top. Initially silver bleachers, as that is a fair ball, and safe at first is Chavez on an infield hit. Trying to barehand it was Heckley down the third base side. 3 infield hits today for the Lancers. So bleachers with a back on them down the first base side, and folks down the third base side, the true silver bleachers, red bleachers behind home plate. Or I should say, silver bleachers with the red backing behind home as well. As there's ball one to Howarth, 1-0. So now 2 on with 2 out. Toth off second. He's singled to left. Chavez off first with that infield hit. And the count goes to 1-1 on Howarth. 1 ball, 1 strike. 10th hit of the day for Cal Baptist. Off second is Toth, off first Chavez, and that's sawed off 1-2. Easily getting the first 2 outs was Heckley on back-to-back punch-outs, looking of Ross and swinging of Castelli to start the frame. But then 2 hits as Cal Baptist trying to score the game's first run since the 4th. It will be a 1-2. That's lined the opposite way, and the 2-out surge continues. A base hit to right. Coming around is Toth. Here's the play at the plate. There won't be one. It's a timely 2-out RBI single from Cole Howarth, and it extends Cal Baptist's lead to 5-1 in the 7th. After the first 2 were struck out by Heckley, a base hit to left from Toth, an infield hit from Chavez, and an RBI single to right from Howarth. It's his second RBI of the day as he had that sac fly back in the 4th. It's the first runs for the Lancers since that 4-run 4th, and it puts them up by 4 here in the 7th. So here is Ryder Dykstra. A chopper off home to short, where it's been soared to first in time to end the frame. But an RBI hit from Howarth gives Cal Baptist a 4-run lead. 5-1. Get up and stretch on Red Storm TV. Bottom of the 7th inning, and it's still in Fitzsimmons who comes up. Fitzsimmons grounded out to second in the 2nd and singled in the 5th. Cold day. I don't know if this is actually the case, but they was just checking the temperature. Said the real temperature is 41. This, needless to say, the real feel is much lower. Now 1-1 on Fitzsimmons. And tell you about the new pitcher in the game, as Brian Peck did a really nice job. Goes 6 innings and allows just 4 hits, 1 run, which was unearned, a walk and 2 strikeouts. He threw 79 pitches, and 50 of them were for strikes. Well, lived up to the billing. He's 3-0 on the year coming into today. ERA under 3, and that will drop. Now the 3-1, and Fitzsimmons, a high chopper to the right side. Coming in from the outfield grass, Castelli's throw is just in time. He was playing so deep, it took him longer to get there and get out number 1. And that ends a run of St. John's having the leadoff man on in 3 consecutive innings. Legrande with a single to start the 4th, the team's first hit. Fitzsimmons had a single to begin the 5th, and Rodriguez had an infield hit to start off the 6th. Now in the home half of the 7th, it's Will Cowan at the plate, who fouls that off his foot to the left side. 0-1. Cowan struck out in the 5th, lined out to center in the 2nd. And tell you about the new pitcher in a moment. As it's still Peck, excuse me, a fly ball and a left. I thought it was someone new, but take back. Peck is out there for more as he's gotten the first 2 outs. Brian Peck. Now 6 2/3 innings. Get that whiteout out, or you put a dot next to it. He might be going for 7. So it's Aiden Fry who comes to the plate, who popped to short in the 3rd and grounded to short in the 5th and takes strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Hit sharply, but right to Howarth, who takes it himself. 7 strong innings for Brian Peck. A 1-2-3 frame, and on to the 8th, a 5-1 game. Top of the 8th inning, and 5-1 Cal Baptist ahead, looking for their 6th straight win. St. John's trying to take the middle game of this 3-game set. As it's back to the top of the order, Chris Ramirez beginning the 5th trip through. Evan Heckley out for a 3rd inning of work, and Heckley this year came in with a 4.22 ERA. This is his 7th appearance. Had 10 2/3 innings under his belt, and the first pitch is lined in a right field for a leadoff hit. So Ramirez on base for a 2nd time. His 2-run double in the 4th made it a 4-0 game. It's now 5-1, and that's 12 hits for the Lancers. A potent offense. So it's Hansen who steps to the plate. As Heckley back on the rubber. Long blue sleeves underneath the uniform. Pretty good-sized lead for Ramirez. Let's see if he tries to go. He does not. And Hansen takes strike 1. No balls and 1 strike in a 5-1 game at Jack Kaiser Field. bunt is shown, infield coming in. And that's a well-placed bunt down the first base side, but it goes foul. I said Jack Kaiser Field, of course, meant Jack Kaiser Stadium. Dedicated to Jack Kaiser back on May 5th, 2007. It will be an 0-2. Bunt shown again with 2 strikes from Hansen. Interesting. Guy has 5 hits yesterday and bunts that one in the air right to the pitcher, Heckley. And would have been out if he had fouled it off and popped that one up instead. So it brings up Bryce McFeely. And McFeely takes the ball up and in, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, top of the 8th, 5-1 game on this Saturday afternoon. Runner goes as that's it in the air in a right field. Coming on is Fitzsimmons. He's under it and makes the catch, 2 away. Retreating back to first is Ramirez, who has already stole a base in this one, his 11th of the year. Brings up Castelli. Righty-lefty matchup, Heckley looking in. And there is action, a left-hander warming up in the Cal Baptist bullpen. Brian Peck has gone 7 innings strong, a veteran performance for the graduate student. From Palmdale, California. It will be a 1-0 pitch now to Castelli. With the high blue socks, sort of a gray back. That looks like a gray shin protector, in fact. It is, and a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-1. Has a yellow band on his left and right arm. Compression sleeve near the wrist. 2-1. Swung and a miss, runner going. Throw on a hop to second. Looks good, is good. In time, inning over, and Ramirez thrown out. So, ends up that Heckley faces the minimum with Ramirez thrown out at second, and still a 5-1 game after 7.5. Cameron Tepper in the game, and so now we can close the book on Brian Peck. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, which was unearned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Talk about pitching to contact. Give you his final pitch total. 88 pitches. And he gives way to the lefty Tepper, who will face Mansoor, Rodriguez, and then LeGrande to strike 1. Tepper. (6'1", 180 pounds from Corona, California. Went to Santiago High School. That fouled off in the count 1-2. Pursuing a baseball career, but if that doesn't come together, wants to become a commercial pilot after graduation. He flies planes as he makes his appearance with the Lancers. Two and two. Still, is Tepper making his 13th appearance. Has started 1 game, 18 innings of work. Hitters hitting 194 against him. 24 strikeouts, 8 walks. 2 flat ERA, a 4-0 mark, as that's hit the opposite way, but just foul. Oh, and 2 on Mansoor, who grounded out to short in the 3rd and grounded out to 3rd in the 5th. Now the 2-2. That's off the inside, ball 1. Bottom of the 8th inning, 5-12-1 for Cal Baptist, 1-4-0 for St. John's. High chopper right off of home, up the middle, across his body. Castelli in time. Superb defense all day from Cal Baptist. And a tough play up the middle, 1 down in the 8th. Rodriguez, check swing. A little too far, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. St. John's down by 4. And on a play like that Castelli just made, you have to tip your cap. This Cal Baptist team has an excellent fielding percentage, by the way, coming into today. Cal Baptist last year 30-27. They were 12-12 in conference. Now 3-1 on Rodriguez, who got on via an infield hit in the 6th and popped out to the pitcher in the 3rd. That's inside, ball 4, and Rodriguez draws the walk. Cal Baptist 22-5 coming into today. They're 14-2 at home, but they're also 8-3 on the road. Have not played any neutral games. Now back to the top of the order. 4th trip through, and John LeGrande. LeGrande with the red cleats. A little bit of blue on the back, on the heel. Adidas silver. And a swing and a miss, 0-1. Big gap in left center and really in right center as well. With Rodriguez off first. Still just a 4-run game. A 1. Breaking ball is outside, unable to hold on to it. Was Hansen throw to second late as grabbing second is Rodriguez. So aggressive base running is the count now 1-1 on LeGrande. Crowd trying to get into it. Hoping for a Red Storm rally. It will be a 1-1. LeGrande takes it low and outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. 5-1 game. Bottom of the 8th inning. Game 2 of this 3-game weekend set. 2-1. Swing and foul tipped into the glove of Hansen, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with the runner on second and 1 out in Rodriguez. Two. Low and outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that's lined into center field. That will be a base hit. Holding for a moment at second was Rodriguez. He'll stop at third. And just like that, St. John's with runners on the corners, 1 out. Second hit of the day for LeGrande. And it brings up Jader Reifstanger. So Reifstanger comes to the plate. 0 for 3 today, but a great opportunity here. Rodriguez is off third. LeGrande is off first. Reifstanger comes to the plate. If he was able to get on, it would bring the tying run to the plate here in the home half of the 8th. And after Peck threw 7 innings, did not allow an earned run, allowed the 1 run in the bottom of the 4th. Big opportunity for St. John's. That's up the middle and a base hit just like that from Reifstanger. It hit the mound, easily scoring from third is Rodriguez. And St. John's now down by 3. It's a 5-2 game, stopping at second LeGrande, and Reifstanger now at first, and McMillan comes up as the tying run. And a visit. Let's see if this will be it. It will be as Adcock takes the ball. Tepper's outing is over. With 2 on, 1 out, McMillan coming up as the tying run. Back in a moment. Zachary Yates comes on, and Yates comes in with a 0.92 ERA. This is his 10th appearance. He has 2 saves, so he is their stopper in a way. 26 strikeouts, 5 walks. Peck allowed 1 run over 7. Tepper allowed a 1-out walk to Rodriguez, then a hit from LeGrande, and an RBI single from Reifstanger. That scored St. John's first run since the bottom of the 4th inning. It's made it a 5-2 game, and McMillan coming to the plate as the tying run. Well, Sean McMillan had the 2-run homer yesterday. He had an RBI hit that put St. John's on the board today. He walked in the 6th. He is 1 for 2, and he steps to the plate from the right side with 2 homers, 15, now 16 RBIs. Off second is LeGrande. Off first is Rafe Stanger. 5-2 game. And McMillan cuts through the first pitch, 0-1 on a breaking ball. Yates is from Orange County, Tustin, California. Also went to Westmont College in Santa Barbara before coming here this year. As it will be an 0-1. 2 on, 1 out. Runners off first and second. 5-2 game, and another swing and a miss out in front of that pitch, 0-2. Runners on base are Tepper's responsibility. With LeGrande off second and Rafe Stanger off first. 5-2 game. Cal Baptist ahead here in the home half of the 8th. 0-2. Swing and a miss on 3 pitches. Went off speed on each one, and that's a big second out as Yates comes in and gets a strikeout to begin his outing. So it brings up Adam Agresti with his 9 home runs. He represents the tying run. With 1 swing, he could tie this game at 5. He is 0 for 3 today, stepping in from the right side against Yates with the dark blue long sleeves underneath the gray uniform, blue hat, blue brim, and the pitch is lined into left field. That will be a base hit. LeGrande coming around. Throw from Dykstra. Gets cut off. It's an RBI hit for Adam Agresti. And it pulls St. John's to within 2. 5-3 here in the 8th. He ambushed Yates. And Agresti with his team-leading 28th run batted in of the year. Brings up Dylan Fitzsimmons. So 2 have come home. Rodriguez and LeGrande. The tying runs are now on base. Fitzsimmons represents the potential go-ahead run. First and second, 2 out. Pitch down and away, ball 1. Fitzsimmons is 1 for 3 today. He singled in the 5th and 2 ground outs to second, bookending that. It will be a 1-0 with Rafe Stanger off second, Agresti off first. Breaking ball misses down and in, 2-0. So after striking out McMillan on 3 off-speed pitches, Agresti swings at the first pitch and drives home a run on a hit to left. And Fitzsimmons taking those first 2 pitches as a throw back to second and just back in time as Rafe Stanger took the first 2 pitches for balls. The shortstop Ramirez wanted that one. They had the daylight play on. Runners are not held on with Rafe Stanger off second and Agresti off first, and it will be a 2-0 pitch now to Fitzsimmons. Low, ball 3. On deck is Cowan. 3 balls and no strikes, 2 on and 2 out. 5-12-0 for Cal Baptist, 3-7-0 for St. John's. There's a strike, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Rafe Stanger and Agresti take their leads. The pitch. Strike on the inside corner, catching the lower half. Slight hesitation. 3-2. Payoff pitch with 2 on and 2 out. Runners go. Swing and a miss. Yates gets the strikeout, throw to first to make it official, end of inning. But St. John's carves into that lead. They cut it in half. It's now a 2-run game. Red Storm score 2, down 5-3 heading to the 9th. Evan Heckley with an important task here in the ninth. Keep it a 2-run game as St. John's scoring 2 in that bottom of the 8th inning. He'll face Costelli, Ross, and Toth in the top of the 9th inning. Evan Chafee went 5 and 4 runs for Cal Baptist in the 4th, 1 in the 7th. That's it. So it's Costelli who starts things off. And a pitch that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Curveball strike, 1-1. That's skied foul. The count goes to 1-2. One, two is on the outside corner. Good looking pitch. And Costelli goes down looking to start off the 9th. So here's Connor Ross with Toth on deck. 5-3 the score. Cal Baptist ahead by 2. And a check swing and the pitch low and outside, ball 1. St. John's with a nice bottom of the 8th inning. With Rafe Stanger and Agresti both contributing RBI hits. In the bottom of the 9th, it will be Cowan, Fry, and Mansour set to come up. A ball, a strike, and an out. Breaking ball off the outside, ball 2. Five to 3 the score. And the 2-1. A soft chopper right back to Heckley, who underhands to first in time. 2 quick outs. And it brings up Diesel Toth. Toth has been on base his last 3 times to the plate. A walk and a pair of singles. Comes up here in the 9th inning. But you got to get that final out in the 7th. The first 2 had been struck out. But then Cal Baptist with 3 straight hits, and that gave them an insurance run, and now a 5-3 game. Ball 1. Approaching 4:30 on this Saturday afternoon. Sun has fell back a little. Curveball inside, and the count goes to 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. And a breaking ball that hits the inside portion, and the count goes to 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. 5-3 the score. Cal Baptist ahead by 2. And the 2-1 pitch. In the dirt, nice block from Agresti. 3-1. Base is empty, 2 out. Top of the 9th inning, and St. John's down by 2. And the 3-1 pitch is a jam shot foul. 3-2. It will be a payoff pitch. Curveball is hit the opposite way and a right. Playable for Fitzsimmons. Under it. And we head to the bottom of the 9th. St. John's down by 2. Last chance coming up on Red Storm TV. Bottom of the ninth inning, and the Red Storm down 5-3 with Zachary Yates out for a first full inning of work. He came in the middle of the bottom of the eighth. Did allow an RBI hit to Agresti. That run was charged to Tepper. And St. John's with two in the bottom of that eighth inning to cut the deficit in half. It's a 5-3 game, bottom of the ninth. And Cowan, followed by Fry, and then Mansour. In the hole is Luis Rodriguez, and then it would turn over to the top of the order. But first things first, you need at least a base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. And Cowan takes a fastball in the inside corner, 0-1. 4 runs for Cal Baptist gave them a 4-0 lead in the fourth. St. John's responded with a run in the bottom of the inning. Then the Lancers tacked on a run in the seventh before the Red Storm scored 2 in the bottom of the eighth. 1-1. Brian Peck allowed no earned runs over 7 for Cal Baptist. Really just that 4-run inning, the blemish on Evan Chafee's resume. 1-1 is lined in a right field, but McFeely is there, a few steps towards the line to make the catch, one away. So it brings up Aiden Fry. Fry 0 for 3, a pop out and 2 ground outs. Hit a ball hard to first to end the seventh. And this Cal Baptist defense has been terrific today as well, particularly on the infield. Yates delivers the first pitch and a strike to begin the at-bat against Fry. No balls and 1 strike. And time is called. And here comes the 0-1. Cut on a miss. Down and away. 0-2 to Fry. On deck, Mansour, and in the hole is Rodriguez. It will be an 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on 3 pitches. Yates' second strikeout. Over his last 3 batters and his third punch-out of his outing, and the Red Storm are now down to their final out. It's Rob Mansour, who is 0 for 3, 3 ground outs to short, third, and second. On deck is Rodriguez, and the hole is LeGrande. Yates delivers, and it's a fastball, strike 1, and that has been the constant with Yates getting that first pitch strike. 0-1 now, with St. John's down 5-3 in the bottom of the ninth, and that's a slider that misses off the inside, ball 1. The sun peeking back out. A deep breath from Mansour, steps back into the box. Left foot first, right foot second, taps home plate with his bat. Red helmet, 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses outside, ball 2. Two balls and 1 strike, and St. John's down by 2 here in the bottom of the ninth with 2 out. Yates is set, 2-1 pitch. Low and inside, and now 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Yates delivers. Chopped foul, and the Red Storm down to their final out. Or down to their final strike, in fact. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. Bases empty. Mansour steps out. Johnny's trailing 5-3 to Cal Baptist. Yates on the 3-2. Swung on a miss. Ball game over. Cal Baptist wins. 4 strikeouts for Zachary Yates. His 3rd save of the year. And Cal Baptist goes to 23-5. St. John's falls to 10-15. The Lancers take the first 2 of this 3-game series, as a 4-run fourth proved enough to propel them to victory. Highlighted by that 2-out, 2-run double from Chris Ramirez. St. John's got back into it with that RBI hit from McMillan in the 4th, and then 2 in the 8th on a pair of RBI singles from Rafe Stanger and Agresti. But the final tallies 5-12-1 for Cal Baptist, 3-7-0 for St. John's, who fall to 4-3 at home, while Cal Baptist goes to 9-3 on the road. We thank you for joining us on this Saturday afternoon on Red Storm TV. Again, the final score, Cal Baptist 5 and St. John's 3 for our entire terrific Red Storm TV crew. I'm Jacob Wilkins saying the next St. John's baseball broadcast will be on Sunday against Cal Baptist at 1 p.m. on Red Storm TV. Of course, softball on ESPN Plus at noon. Again, Jacob Wilkins saying have a great rest of your afternoon from Jack Kaiser Stadium. Wishing you good night from Queens.